Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So yep, we're at Chille again. What can I say? It's either Chille or Ass Elmo. Chille again is trying to convince people why it is so important to use his trifold because as we all know, Chille made it so that it is, well, life proof. According to him, you won't get a ticket if you use it, you won't get arrested if you use it, and well, you won't be unalived if you use it. The only use I could ever think of for his trifold is a nice liner at the bottom of my cat's cat litter box. I mean, just think about it. If you run out of the liners that usually go on the bottom of the cat litter box, you could use the trifold. It would be perfect. Other than that, I don't know much use for that trifold I can think of because it's definitely not going to do what he claims it does. Either way, he doesn't even follow his own things on it. He has all these instructions on what to do, and he tells everybody what to do according to his trifold, yet he never follows a single thing from it, but expects everybody else to. I don't know. It is Chille, after all. Enjoy the video.
Put your hands back here. I ain't do. Put your damn hands.
Right there. Pause right there. He said, get out, and he said, I ain't doing ish. What do I tell you guys? Don't do anything. Your trifold, your license, your registration is in the visor. You use this fancy rubber band I sent you. It's in your visor.
Okay, let's just be honest here. The only useful part of all of that is the rubber band, because you can use the rubber band for literally anything, especially for us girls. You know, when we leave the house and we want to put our hair up in a ponytail or a bun, and we just cannot find that hair tie, we've got that rubber band right there. Thanks, Chille.
He says license, registration, proof of insurance. Here it is. No escalation, none. So now look, instead of the cop having a conversation with him, he pulls out a weapon. He escalates it.
Step back here now or you're getting tased.
So he's standing there at attention with his hands by his side. He says, step back here, and then he does. Hands go up.
Put your hands on the back of that truck. Do you see that? Put your hands on the back of that truck.
One hand,
Both hands.
two hands, right there. Okay, right there. The jackboot thug pig can stop. The man agreed to put his hands on the back of the car and stop. Now, take a step back and say, if you leave your hands there, I'm just going to take a pause for a moment till we get some backup and we can talk about the traffic infraction. You were going 100 miles an hour. That's a felony in the state of Georgia. I'm just going to stand.
Okay, so as usual, we have no clue what's even going on in this clip. We don't know why he was pulled over, if he's wanted, has a warrant, if he's a dangerous person. We don't know that. But then again, neither does the officer. That's why the officer is taking precaution. First of all, the man did a big no-no by jumping out of his truck the way he did. That's why the officer was so on point. Like he doesn't know what the man's going to do. Usually a police officer is not going to pull his taser out just because you jump out of the car. Something else happened. But as usual, Chille doesn't want people to know.
Stand here with you until backup officers arrive so that we can talk about this in a more calm manner. You came out excited. I came up aggressive. Let's just take a second and de-escalate here.
Put your hands behind your back or you're getting tased. I'm telling you that right now. Why am I getting tased? Because you are under arrest for speeding and reckless driving. I'm not driving. Nobody was hurt. How was I speeding? You passed me doing a...
Okay, well, now we know. He was speeding and he was reckless driving. Probably speeding and waving in between traffic. Could have caused an accident. Could have killed somebody. We don't know. Again, we didn't see it all. But the officer is literally saying that he was going over 100 miles an hour and he was driving recklessly. That is the reason for this officer being so upset right now. I knew it had to be something. It's not like he just, roll stopped through a stop sign and the police officer is going to act like this. No, I knew it had to be something. And yes, the officer is right to be this upset and to treat him the way he is because he doesn't know what this man is capable of doing.
100 miles an hour. Okay, so that's a speeding ticket, right?
He's
Sir,
so right. That's a speeding ticket. That's all that is.
tickets in the state of Georgia are criminal offenses. I don't have
Tickets in the state of Georgia are criminal offenses. So that's your Republicans and your Democrats.
a ticket in Georgia. You do now? Why? You passed me doing 100 miles an hour. And what?
His hands are still glued to the back of the truck, though. He's following instructions. This guy doesn't have to escalate anything by himself.
I'm not going.
And yet again, Chile, this officer does not know what this man is capable of doing. At any moment, this man can take off. He can run through the woods, bye bye, or he could pull a weapon out of his pants. He was never patted down. Anything can happen at this point. He could lunge at the officer and push him out in traffic, and the officer could get hit by a car. That is the point of the officer reacting and behaving the way he is. It's for safety, not just his safety, dummy. It's for the guy's safety as well.
Hands behind your back. Yes, you're.
But why? Why? Let me ask you guys a question. Let me ask you a very logical question. Why does he need to put his hands behind his back? He's following orders, doing as he says. They want to put you in torture cuffs. They want to hurt you. Put a 1 in the chat if you know for a fact that torture cuffs are torture. 1 for me. 1 for me. Let me put my 1 in the chat. 100%. I definitely know that torture cuffs are always torture. This is the
Again, he is telling this man to put his hands behind his back because he doesn't know what he's capable of doing. And Chili, we all know that you think that handcuffs are so torturous. Maybe it's because you're a gigantic wuss. Because you are so fragile, like a little flower that will bend and break in the wind. And oh my God, Chili's gone. Nobody cares what your opinion is on handcuffs. Just because you're too wimpy to handle them, that's not everybody else's problem. But there is one huge way you can avoid being put in handcuffs. Try not breaking the law. Don't give the officer a reason to put you in handcuffs. Problem solved.
conversation I have with every cop I talk to. Torture cuffs are always torture. That's just the way it is. Torture cuffs are always torture. That's what I'm trying to get across to everybody, that we as a society should not accept torture cuffs as a.
Oh, yes, Chili. We know you have this quote unquote torture cuffs conversation with every single cop you come in contact with. And that's why all of them think that you're literally cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You are so unhinged and mentally ill that the minute you open your mouth, anybody can tell. And the police know it when the minute you call handcuffs torture cuffs and the minute you call the jail a dungeon. They all know you're literally bonkers.
Way for detainment. We haven't got rid of Terry yet. And so the detainment is created by Terry versus Ohio. And now there's torture cuffs. The torture cuffs are torture. As soon as you say, turn around, put my hands behind my back, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. It's going to hurt. I don't want to put my hands behind my back. You're going to hurt me. And I'm not interested in being hurt today. I appreciate it, but no thank you. So let's take a look at it again. He's got his hands on the back of the truck.
Hey, Chili, that's totally on you. If the cop tells you to put your hands behind your back and you're like, whoa, 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 I'm not doing that. I don't feel comfortable doing that. I don't like the way these quote unquote torture cuffs feel on me. That's when you are resisting. And that's when the cop can actually take you to the ground and handcuff you. Oh, wait, never mind. That already happened to you a couple months ago. We all got to gloriously watch it on video. Again, thank you for that.
Everything's going fine. This cop has to be in control. This cop has to be in control of everybody and everything. And if you don't comply to him, that little beta male he would get his ass kicked by this guy, is trying to demand him around, and he shoots him in the back with a taser.
We're going to jail.
There it is. There it is. He shot him. He shot him in the back with a taser.
Well, he was told to keep his hands on the truck, and then he was told to put his hands behind his back. And instead, the dumbass decides to put his hands somewhere else in the air. You don't follow directions, that's what happens. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
I'm not going to jail because he got out of prison after 16 years, was exonerated because he didn't do the crime. He doesn't want to go back to jail. You're escalating it with both violence and psychological gaslighting.
Yes, you are going to jail.
Yes, you're going to jail. He prays to God. He points up to God. He points up to God. He tased him for recognizing that God is above him. He tased him in the back. Now he's electrocuting him in the back. You see that? You hear that sound right there? That's when you're being tased in the back.
You passed me doing 100 miles an hour.
First of all, how do you know that he was talking to God or pointing to God or praising God? You have no clue what that man was doing. He didn't even say anything. And secondly, that is not what it sounds like when you get tased in the back. That's what it sounds like when you get tased anywhere on your body.
And what? I'm not going. Hands behind your back. Yes, you are going to jail. Hands behind your
Now
back.
that's like a baseball bat in the back, and then a constant cringing of the muscles because he's being electrocuted.
Put your hands behind your back.
And look, he didn't throw punches. He was just trying to get the prongs out of his back. He was trying to wrap the cord up together.
Oh, come on, Chille. Even your own followers can't be this stupid and easily manipulated. The man was throwing punches. He wasn't trying to get anything off of him. This is why he was told to put his hands behind his back. This is why the cop wanted to handcuff him. Because this could happen. People are unpredictable, especially people who are speeding at 100 miles an hour and reckless driving through traffic. The cop was right to have his stance and to be careful. The cop was right to need to handcuff him because, hey, like I said, anything could happen. The man could run off in the woods. The man could start throwing punches at him, which is exactly what happened. That is the reason why he tased him. I mean, come on. I know you're a complete idiot, but your followers cannot be this stupid to believe everything you say, especially with this.
Get the electricity out of his back. Okay, right here, when you're chest to chest with somebody, your goal is to get underhooks. If you get underhooks, then you control the other man. This is Wrestling 101. The Iranians are great at underhooks. Oh, dumb move. Dumb move. There, right there. You see what the cop just did? He just gave the guy the underhook by trying to get him in an elementary school headlock. That doesn't work against guys who are actually tough. It doesn't work.
Poor Chille would know because, well, he's not tough and he gets his butt kicked quite often.
Now he's got two underhooks. So the cop put himself at a total disadvantage. You can never let a man lock his arms around you, ever. Now they're locked up in a wrestling match, and the black guy spent 16 years in prison it was exonerated because he didn't do it. And so he does push-ups and crunches all day long. So now they're pushing each other. Now the cop pulls out another weapon.
No offense here, but I'm glad that the cop pulled out another weapon. This guy is actively trying to unalive the police officer at this point. His hand is on his throat, and he's trying to strangle the police officer. Hell yeah, I would pull out a weapon and defend myself. This is why handcuffs are extremely necessary and important when people like this guy, who came barreling out of his truck at the police officer. Yes, absolutely. What the police officer should have done is immediately put him in handcuffs. That's what he should have done. This wouldn't have happened if he had done so.
Yeah.
There it is. Okay, let's stop right here. And so they're going to shoot him and he's going to die because the cop escalated it from beginning until end. From beginning until end, the cop escalated it. Yeah, so Extra Crispy said that he's trying to kill the cop here, bro. The cop didn't need to shoot him with however many volts are in that taser. If you shoot someone and you continue to electrocute them when they're standing against a vehicle, you escalated it. The cop escalated it. Is he trying to kill him? He didn't go for his gun. He was just he was just dominating him physically.
Extra Crispy is 100% on point with this. This man is trying to unalive this cop. 100%. But Chille says there's no way he was trying to kill the cop. He didn't go for his gun. That's not the only way to kill somebody, stupid. He didn't have to go for his gun. The man can clearly do it with his own bare hands. As you said, he spent 16 years in prison. working out and doing push ups and all this other shit. He was trying to kill the cop. You are a freaking idiot to sit here and stand up for this piece of shit because he didn't want to go to jail for something he rightfully should have gone to jail for. And you're going to stand up for him because he's a criminal. And what is Chille? A freaking criminal. So he's always going to stand up for them. This is, again, Chille promoting harming and unaliving police officers. He loves this.
Wasn't trying to kill him, Extra Crispy. But if you shoot me with a taser, you're probably going to get my rough side. This is why I tell you guys, do not fight the police. Do not fight the cops. It's not going to help you. You're going to get killed. We got to be.
You literally say that they'll see your rough side. So was that your rough side when you were being tackled to the ground or on the front of the police car when you were arrested just a couple months ago? You know, when you were literally crying for the man to not handcuff you, and then crying for him not to take your phone, and then crying so that he won't arrest you, saying, "I'm sorry, bro, I'm sorry." That was your rough side? Yeah, no wonder you ran from the fight from Officer Goo. You are a pussy.
Them through changing their policies that you can't escalate the situation, fall back and film him. Even if he drives away, fine, don't chase him. Radio ahead. He's in this truck, he's got this license plate. Great. He's going to have to stop sometime. We don't live in the era anymore of the 1940s. We don't have to chase him or we're never going to catch him again. That truck is not going to go 1 mile without additional cameras seeing where he's going. That
The idiot was already speeding at 100 miles an hour and recklessly driving. You're right, Chille. It's better for him not to try and kill the police officer. It's just so much better for him to, the police officer, to let the man back in his truck and let him take off so that instead he can hit a bunch of cars and kill a bunch of innocent people on the interstate. That is just so much better, isn't it, Chille? That is your theory, after all. That is how you think. You're an idiot.
truck is not getting away. That guy is not getting away. It's not going to happen. So his name was Leonard Allen Cure. He's dead now, and, I'm not blaming him. I'm not going to blame, I am going to blame him. I'm going to blame him. And if this happens to you, I'm going to blame you. If you watch my channel and this happens to you, it's your fault. I told you, have your license, your registration, your proof of insurance right there. I said it to you. I taught this to you. And whether you're right or wrong, give the jackboot thug pig your license, your registration on camera. Slide it right out and say, here's my license, my registration, and my proof of insurance. Everything I have to give you required by law is in your hands. There you go. Watch how I handle this pig and dominate him, because I do everything he's asked me to do. This guy died because he didn't give his license, registration, and proof of insurance. I'm not blaming him for the jackboot thug pig escalating it. I'm blaming him because he didn't have his ish ready to go. Why don't you have your stuff ready to go? Why don't you have your things ready to go?
So there you have it. Chille, no, that man did not die because he didn't show his license and registration. The man died because he thought he could get out of his truck in an aggressive manner, bolting towards the police officer and then trying to kill the police officer instead of following directions. That's why he died. No wonder you're going to sit there and blame anybody else that this happens to, especially your own followers, because you're the one grooming them to go out and behave like this. You want them to go out and do what you are too chicken shit to do, and then you want them to give you the credit for it. Hey, Chille taught me how to stand up for myself and how not to put my hands behind my back, how to resist police officer arrest. That's what he wants. And then whatever happens to his followers, he doesn't give a shit. If they go to jail, he's just going to do a fundraiser for them, and then they're not even going to get that money because we all know how he handles fundraisers. And God forbid one of his followers gets hurt or killed, or they do the same to a police officer. He won't take credit for that one, though. Anyways, yeah, Chille, this one really pissed me off. It's just Chille promoting hurting police officers again. I don't know how many times I have to say it. Chille is a danger to society, and he should not have a platform to do this. I mean, he is literally grooming other people to be like him. It's ridiculous. that he just should not be allowed a platform. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you in the next one. Take care, be safe, happy Thanksgiving. I love each and every one of you.